Trail of Darkness, Dark Path, number 10, Daughter's Dad. I was on my way picking up Casilda and carrying her up to school. They got in the car. "How was school, girls?" I asked. "It was great, Dad," said Casilda. "Yeah, we got to go outside most of the day," Kara replied. "Well, I'm happy for you two for having a good day." We pulled in the drive and I walked in and Heather was on the phone. She was arguing with someone, then she hung up. "Is everything okay?" I asked. She sighed. "My ex-husband is out of jail. He wants to see Kara," she said. "Well, what's wrong with that?" I replied. She looks at me. "You don't know him," Heather replied. She walks in the kitchen. "So what are you going to do?" I asked. "I'm not sure. I will let him see her, but I might let him see her in front of my eyes." "Hey, you can go with me," she replied. "I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want him to get the wrong idea or the wrong picture," I replied. "He knows I'm not seeing anyone. I told him," said Heather. "Alright, I'll go," I replied. Later we drove to the park and he was standing there waiting. We got out the car and Kara ran to him. "How's my little girl?" he asked. "I'm doing great, Dad," she replied. "Hello, Heather," he said. Heather just looked at him. "Hello, I'm Walton. Heather told me good things about you. I see you're married, too," he asked. He asked me. I looked at my ring. "Oh, no, I was, but I stopped speaking. "Oh, I'm sorry," he replied. He looked at Kara. "Hey, you want to go play on the swing?" he asked. "Yes," she said. She ran over and Heather followed her. "It was a perfect family," said Walton. "Yeah, that's how it was for me, too. I have a daughter. She's friends with Kara," I replied. "What would you do for your daughter?" he asked. I looked at him. "I'll do anything to keep her safe," I replied. He looked at me. Anything. "Well, I better go spend some time with her. Nice to meet you," he replied. Later, driving back, Heather was in the front and Kara was in the back seat. It was quiet for a moment. "He seems nice and wanted to be a good dad," I replied. Heather didn't answer. "Don't let him fool you. He's not right," Heather said. I just looked at her. "Well, you have her with you, and that's all that matters," I replied. "I'm in so much trouble. Now he's out of jail. Maybe I should take her and move away," Heather said. "You will be fine. Nothing will happen to you or Kara. I will protect her as much as I protect Casilda. You two are my family," I replied. "Thanks, Jamario. I needed that a lot," she said. "So what does the doctor say about Amanda?" Heather asked. "She has a pulled muscle in her left leg. They told her to stay off of it and for a while," I said. "Really care for her, don't you?" Heather asked. "If you mean as a family way, yes, I do. I don't think I could ever love someone. I love my daughter," I replied. Heather smiled. "Well, that's good. And I guess that's a good love, too," Heather said. We got back to the house and considering Amanda was sitting there watching TV. "She got you watching this now, too?" I joked at Amanda. What? It's a good show," said Amanda. I sat down and put my arms around Casilda while she was sleeping. Heather walked in the kitchen. "So how did it go?" Amanda asked. "He seemed okay. Heather says he's not a good person," I replied. "Being in jail could change a person," said Amanda. "You never told me about your family," I asked. "That's because we didn't talk as much, remember? I was best friends with Ava," said Amanda. "I have family," and she stopped when Heather was yelling on the phone again. "No, I don't want that to happen. No, if you're trying anything, I'm going to call the police," she said, and she slammed the phone. I walked in. "Are you alright?" I asked. "He wants to take Kara for a few weeks. I'm not letting that happen," she said. I looked at her. "Well, what are you going to do?" I replied. "Just make sure he doesn't try anything." The next day I was at home making some lunch. I put some food on the plate and sat down on the table for Amanda. "Thanks," she said. "Yeah, no problem," I replied. I sat down next to her. "Now, about your family," I asked. "Oh, right," she said, wiping her face with the napkin. There was soon a knock at the door, and it was got even faster as the knock even got even more serious. I opened it and Heather was panicking. He took her. He took her. She fell to the ground crying. He took my baby, she said. I helped her up to the sofa and he took her. Where? I asked. And then I also asked, where's Casilda? She's in the car. She fell asleep in the car on the way here. Okay, I'll go get her and we'll go find her daughter, I said. I picked up Casilda and I had brought her in the house and laid her next to Amanda. I want to go, Amanda asked. No, you stay here with Casilda. Come on, Heather, I replied. We got in the car and I pulled out the drive, and we pulled out the drive really fast and we took off full speed. What's your husband's name? I said. Walton Heaves, she replied. I typed it in and it popped up in an address. He lives in Greenville. I looked closely. Isn't that your address? I replied. He's at my house, Heather asked. He put in your address, so I'm guessing that's where he would be turned up to be at when he got out of jail, I guess. I turned through the red light going 80 down the main road. I slowed down and I got out and pulled out the bag out of the trunk. Hold this, I said. She looks at it and pulled out one of the guns and held it as we were driving fast. I'm going to kill him, she said. I looked at her and slowed down. Hey, this isn't you, okay? This isn't you, I repeated. He won't hurt her, I'm sure of it, I said. Heather looked at me. I hope you're right, she replied. I drove till we got to Heather's house. We got there and she quickly got out the car. She was running and kept running after we both walked in the house to see no one was in the family room. But then we heard someone outside. Me and Heather walked outside to see that Walton was outside with Kara and there was a woman there too playing with her. What the hell is this? You need to leave now, Heather shouted. I tried to grab her arm, but she jerked away. Walton looked at her. No, you need to leave, he said, looking at her. The woman just looked at Heather as she looked at Walton. Who's this woman? Heather asked. I thought this was your home, the woman said, confused. No, this is my house and you need to leave now, Heather said. I just stand there as I looked confused as ever. He looked at me. What's he doing here? He asked. He has nothing to do with this. I asked him to come and bring me here. He began to laugh. So you're sleeping with him now? He said, laughing. Heather looked. No, he's like my brother. He's more of a family than how you treated me. He walked over to Heather and punched her to the ground. I hesitated as I had the gun behind me, but didn't manage to pull it out. Kara ran to her mom. Why did you do that? Kara said in a sad voice. I still just stood there and looked. He just looked at Heather. Look at this. You still a soft bitch, he said. Then Heather got up and pulled out the gun at him, and he stood there. I quickly moved to Heather. Don't do it, Heather. You're better than this. Put it down, I said. The woman was scared. Walton, let's just go. This is too much, the woman said. Get out of this house. Get out now, Heather said, shouting, holding the pistol. Walton was still standing there. I told Kara to go to the car and wait for me. She ran off to the car. Where is she going? She's coming with me, Walton said, trying to walk towards us. Heather cocked the gun back. She's not going anywhere with you, Heather said. Let's go, Walton, now, the woman pushed him towards the door, and he stopped by the door. I'm not leaving till she's with me. He reached for his coat and quickly pulled out the gun. Before I could make a move, Heather shot him in the head, and he fell to the ground, and the woman screamed. I looked at Heather, then took the gun from her hand. The woman just stand there in horror and began to freak out. You better get out of here, I said to the woman. She ran to her car and left. I looked at Heather, and she just stood there froze. Hey, I said, trying to get her back to reality. Come on, we have to go, I replied. What about this? We can't leave this body here, Heather replied. I will stay here and call the police. You take care with you, Heather replied. Okay, but tell them everything. Don't leave nothing out, I said. I will make sure I will, Heather replied. I got in the car. Where is my mom? Kara asked. She will be back over our house later, I said. I pulled out the drive and Heather got on the phone and called the police.